Yo, what's goody? What's goody? Latrell in a hoodie, and welcome to another episode of the Real Next Door podcast, where we talk about finance, personal development, and skills to get you further in life through actionable steps and my own personal experiences. In this episode, we're talking about jobs. We're talking about why you're showing up to work. Right? We're talking about. We're not bashing jobs. We're not talking down on jobs, but we're just talking about what's the reason for showing up to work? Like what are you trying to get out of it? Are you just showing up because what everybody else does, get the paycheck, go home, whatever? Or is it for another reason? I was on YouTube and watched a video by the late Dr. Miles Monroe, and he was talking about jobs and the three things you can get from them, and I just really resonated with it and wanted to, share that upon you guys because I think the 3 points that he made were very powerful, and yeah, so that's what we're talking about today. The first point he made was jobs allowed, and I talked about I think I talked about all three of these things in the podcast at some point, but I'm gonna highlight them and put them all in one video, I guess. So first point, jobs allow you to get paid while you are learning, right? So understand, I think it's important for us, backing up even before going into that, I think it's important for us to find our gift, find our calling, whatever you want to call it. It's whatever, that that just naturally comes easy to you, right? So it's not necessarily you pick it up and you do it and you're, great at it, but you just pick it up, and then as you practice, like it just comes naturally to you. You see what I'm saying? And so just finding that gift that you were given and just being able to develop and build upon that gift, I think is very important for all of us. And it's just, something that can't be taken away from you. It's something that, is yours. And whether you get fired from your job, whether you get let go, whatever, you will always have that gift, just as well as, the skill sets you'll have and all these different things. Like, those won't separate from you. You see what I'm saying? And so I think it's important that we hone in not just on what we can do physically, but what we know, right? Like our intellectual knowledge, everything that we know, everything that we've built upon up until this point. I think it's important that we figure out our gift, build upon that, then nobody can take that away from you. You see what I'm saying? And so, first point, jobs allow you to get paid while you are learning, while you're building upon your gift. I think it's important that we take full advantage of jobs, right? Take full advantage, whether it's the HR resources, whether it's, you know, the different things they offer, benefits, whatever. Take full advantage of it because it's it's available to you, right? And so, like for me, it doesn't have like my engineering job doesn't have a lot to do with podcasting about finance and personal development. But as far as the business structure and how they conduct business and how they, do HR and stuff like that, I'm taking notes. Like I'm paying attention. That way, once I start my own business, whether it's podcasting and getting editors and all that stuff, where it's a completely different business and a completely different industry, I'll have a general idea of how to structure certain things when it comes to business, right? And so I'm just taking notes of that, like not really asking too many questions, but just paying attention to how upper management's moving and how the manager over the plant's moving and different things like that. That way, I'm able to take some of the stuff I'm learning from them and apply it in my own business. I truly believe your job will be your first and most important investor, right? Your job is your most important investor. So don't I ain't gonna say do do what works best for you. That's been my thing ever since I started this podcast. Do what's best for you. But I don't think it's a great idea to just jump ship as soon as you start a business, or do it like work for a couple years, work on your business, and work a job for the first couple years to make sure you get off your feet, make sure you hit the ground running. And then as things start to pick up, as things start to get moving, and more of your time is needed in the business, okay, cool. You got, funds set aside, you got an emergency fund, this, that, and the third. Business is doing good. You got consistent income coming in from there. Cool. Okay. Now let's talk about transitioning, right? But I don't think it's a great idea to just jump ship. Like I ain't jump ship when it came to this podcast. Where it's like, nah, I knew for a fact there was gonna be months, year. I knew for a fact it was gonna be years, not even months. I knew for a fact this might be years before I see a couple dollars in consistent income coming from this podcast. And so it wasn't like, okay, let me buy all this equipment, put it on the credit card, uh, quit working, don't even graduate, and just go all in on this podcast. Like, have people done it and become successful taking that route? Yes. Like, yes, people have done it. But is it the only way, and is it the best way? I definitely don't believe so. So utilize that job. Like, don't going back to the pandemic. Like, everybody, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm this, that. Like, nah, you got lucky, right? Everybody was stuck in the house. Everybody had nothing to do but shop and stare at social media all day. Like, you got lucky. And then once it was over, and then and then demand went down, and people wasn't buying your stuff. Everybody back at work now, right? And so it's just like you're going to go through the ebbs and flows of business. Yeah, there'll be days that are great. Yeah, business will be great in my circumstance. Yeah, I'm gonna get a lot of views one day, and then another day I might not get a single view or a single listen. And it's just like, okay, where there are highs, there's also going to be lows. Where there are lows, there's eventually going to be a day that's going to be a high. And so you just got to take that and just work with what you're getting and keep pushing through. Right. Next point, they provide the opportunity to build relationships. And so with this, you got to understand whether you're a people person or not, whether you're introvert, extrovert or not. I think it's important that you build good, healthy relationships, right? Now, if, you got a coworker that's always down, always negative. Do what you can to try to change that energy, right? Like be a positive light in their life as far as being at work. Like, don't feed into their negativity. Like, do your best to provide positivity against that negativity, right? But at the end of the day, if they're not budging, they're not moving, they're still always negative. Look, hey, nice to meet you, or hey, how you doing? Good, cool, and then go about your business. Um, but don't stay in that environment. Don't stay in that environment. Or stay around them as long as possible because it will start to rub off on you. But it provides an opportunity to build relations. That way, especially if it's like any job really, and then y'all move on, a couple years down the road, 10, 20 years down the road, they may be, an executive somewhere else. And, you may be doing your own thing, or say you started your own business, started focusing on your gift and building up your gift. And then, hey, now you get call on, that person you met 20 years back, 20 years back and be like, hey, can I get some help with this? Or, hey, do you know somebody that does this? Or, hey, can your company do this for me? And now you have those connections, and now you're able to leverage each other's connections. So I think it's important to not take advantage of people, of course, but just build meaningful relationships. That way, because you never know where anybody's going to end up. No matter if y'all work in a fast food joint, a restaurant, car wash, like it doesn't matter. Factory, like it literally doesn't matter because you never know where people will end up later on in life. So definitely build those relationships, right? And then the last thing jobs provide is your ability to find your gift, right? Is your ability to find your gift. Yes, it's going to pay you. Yes, you'll be able to learn. Sometimes you just gotta find it. like, like first, like I should have put that first. Like first, you need to be able to find what you love to do and what you're good at and what comes easy to you. And so using that job to okay, what what is my gift? What am I good at? And this is I don't know if I want to get into this, but this goes further into other things where you have people, coming into your life and saying, "Hey, bro, like you're really good at this," or "Hey, bro, you're really good at that." And you can even go out and ask, a bunch of people that know you very well. Hey, what do you think I'm good at? Or what do you think um, that really comes easy to me? Or different things like that. What do you notice about me? Different things like that. And if a lot of people are telling you the same exact thing, then or telling you something very similar, then you might have it right there. And so with these jobs, right, you get out what you put in. I thought you get out what you put in, and I'm not talking about money. You get out what you put in. So if you're putting in time, studying, learning on your own, and just hey, let me try to figure this out, and just not and whether it's with that specific job and task for that job description, or it's for your gift. Now you're getting paid, right? To really work on your gift. You're giving them, your work. You're getting your work done. You're taking care of business there, but you're also building up the skill set. You're also building up your knowledge. You're also building up, all these different things that you can take to another company or you can take to your own company or whatever the case may be. And so I think it's important that we take these jobs a lot more serious than we are. Not complaining about them. Like you get to have a job. Like you get to show up to work. You get to wake up early. You get to stay late. Whatever. Like it's better than not having a job. You know what I'm saying? So you got to flip that mindset of I have to I get to show up. I get to do this. So if you already got to show up, you might as well get as much as you can while you're there, right? And I mean, just even at my job, like so many. I mean, like anywhere I've worked, it's just been a lot of downtime. Like there's a lot of downtime throughout the day where you're not doing a lot of work, or your coworkers aren't doing a lot of work, and they're just talking, and it's just like, get that. I'm about to learn something, right? And it's not necessarily like something completely off topic or off like I'm not watching Netflix or something like that. But it's like, okay, let me learn more about the machines downstairs, or let me learn more about uh, specifically electrical, something electrical engineering related, and let me, grow my knowledge in this field. That way, I can become more valuable in this field, right? And so, I mean, that's really all I have for you guys. I'm gonna keep it nice, short, and sweet, and to 15 minutes today. Figure out why you're showing up. If you want to work the rest of your life, cool, do that. There's nothing wrong with that. That's what you want to do that. You want to leave, an inheritance to your kids. You want more, then take the time to figure out what your gift is, figure out what comes easy to you, figure out what's going to pay you, figure out all these things, and then figure out how you can use that job or go find a job that will allow you to build upon that skill, allow you to build upon that gift that the higher power has given you. So, with that, y'all take it easy. Peace.